It's time to sell your house and you don't know where to start. I'm going to help you with that today. Hi, welcome to DFW Real Estate. I'm Michele Forshay Thompson, Broker Associate with Fathom Realty, and I'm so glad you're here today. We are going to talk about seller tips for any market. Now, this is an unusually heavy seller's market right now, and I do have some specific tips about this specific market. You can check those out as well. But today we're going to talk about seller tips that are appropriate for any market. So let's get started. My first tip is about curb appeal. First impressions do matter. You want your house to look its best, whether buyers see it for the first time in person or in photographs. So make sure that your lawn looks its best, freshly mowed, as green as possible without obvious weeds. You want your trees to look good too, be well maintained, trimmed if they're covering out part of the house. Flower beds should look great too. If it's a time of year when you maybe don't have as much blooming or looking good in the flower beds, just putting fresh mulch down can make everything look fresh and look clean and put together. But if it's spring or summer or even fall, it's a great time to put out some fresh annuals and make sure that any perennials look their best. Any decorative items that you have, like wreaths, doormats, flags, things like that, just make sure they look good. You don't want them to look like they're old and need to be replaced. Everything should look fresh and clean. And then you may want to get your gutters and your windows cleaned as well. Sometimes we, overlook things like that. They aren't jumping out at us every day. But just take a fresh look with a fresh eye, see what needs to be done, see what looks good, and just remember that you want your house to look its best when everybody sees it for the first time. My next tip is about cleanliness. You want your house to look its best, whether it's for the photographs or for showings. Just make sure everything is dusted, vacuumed, all the things you would normally do, but also pay attention to things that you might overlook or might not clean all the time, like ceiling fans, baseboards, doors, and doorknobs. Just every little thing, you want to make sure that it's been covered. Some people do hire someone to do a deep clean before they have the photographs done and before their house goes on the market. You could do that, or you can just do it yourself. Just make sure that you're really paying attention to all the details if you're doing it yourself. Another thing to be aware of is the smell of your house. We can easily get used to the smell of our own house and not realize that it smells different to someone that's coming in for the first time. So you may want to have someone, friend or family member or your realtor, tell you about anything that you need to take care of. It can be something that even just the scent of a cleaner can make it smell better. You want to avoid really strong air fresheners that smell like you're trying to cover something up. But a fresh natural scent, you could bake or have something in the kitchen that gives off a nice baking smell. But just make sure that it's not going to be an odor that's unpleasant and that it doesn't smell like you're trying to cover something up. My next tip is about decluttering. So think about this. You are about to move. You're going to be packing stuff up anyway. So now, before you list your house, before you have your photographs taken, that's a great time to start decluttering, throwing away things that you don't need, packing up things that you don't need, and just making sure that everything looks open and inviting. Now, even if you are moving because you need more space and more storage, you don't want buyers to come into your house and think that there's not enough space and not enough storage. So get those things packed up that have been in your way and that you're not going to use, and make sure that everything just looks bright and open and organized. Also, if you have a lot of collectibles, especially if they're things that could get broken that you might be worried about, great time to pack those up as well. And even if you have things like artwork or a lot of family photographs, go ahead and declutter those as well. Pack some of that away, because you do want buyers to look at your house and not at your artwork or your family photos. You don't want them to get distracted by things that don't really matter. You want them to appreciate the house itself. My next tip is to share the listing with your neighbors. A lot of times people have friends or family members that want to buy in the neighborhood, and your house might be the perfect one for them. So you can do this a few different ways. You can call and text your neighbors that you have phone numbers for. You can put it on something like Nextdoor or Facebook or Instagram, whatever you use. And you could even go next door, go across the street and talk to people in person and give them either a flyer or give them a link to the house so that they can share that information with their friends and family member. And of course, if you're having an open house, you want to make sure that they know about that too, so that they can come or they can bring someone that wants to see the house. And my final tip is to hire an awesome realtor. You want to have a professional real estate agent working for you on your behalf, and that is one of the best investments that you can make. When you have a realtor working for you, we are helping you navigate the unfamiliar territory of selling your house. We are making sure that you're protected. We're avoiding issues, and then if the issue's unavoidable, we will help you through it. And we just take a lot of the stress off of you so that you know that everything is being done correctly. By having your home on the open market on the MLS, your home will be exposed to the largest qualified buyer pool. And that usually means that you will have a faster sale at a higher price than if you tried to sell it yourself. So I hope these tips have been helpful for you. If you would like to get in touch, if you have any questions, or if you're looking for an awesome realtor to help you sell your house, my information is in the description, and I also have a contact form there that you can fill out if that is easier for you. You can also leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the tips. And again, if you want to look at the specific tips for a seller's market, you can check that video out as well. Please subscribe and sign up for notifications if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.